well, this has been slightly usurped by the news that Sir Graham Brady may well be telling us all that the number of letters of no confidence has been reached to trigger that vote. I think we wait to hear. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed yet. But anyway, Nadhim Zahawi, who's the Education Secretary, has been warning Tory rebels, so all those Tory MPs who want to oust Boris Johnson, that they're plotting a course to catastrophe, that this will lead to electoral ruin, that no one wants to vote for a party that is clearly divided, that essentially they should get back in their box and just keep supporting the Prime Minister and keep supporting the Conservative government. It doesn't seem like that message has fallen on particularly sympathetic ears among many of the backbenchers, considering that the numbers are racking up in terms of those letters of no confidence. So we shall see what happens, but it's clear that lots of people no longer believe Boris Johnson is an electoral asset.
Yeah, although it's always difficult, isn't it, I think, when these decisions are taken out of the electorate's hands. I mean, let's not forget he won by a landslide in 2019. Certainly lots of viewers coming in this morning. Lily, for example, emailed us saying, I voted for Boris. If they kick him out, I will never vote Conservative again. Lynn saying, Boris delivered Brexit, for which I will be eternally grateful. Now, perhaps these people are in a minority at the moment, but we don't know, and that's the point. You know, when you decide who is going to become another Prime Minister without even going to a vote, I think it's always a slightly uncomfortable feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm very sympathetic with that view. I personally would probably prefer that we wait for a general election to decide whether to oust Boris Johnson and his government or not. But of course, there are many members of Parliament, many Conservative MPs who are furious with all the distractions that have been going on in terms of Partygate, in terms of whether Boris Johnson lied to Parliament, misled Parliament. People are sick and tired of it. Then, of course, there are MPs who aren't particularly pleased with his policy agenda either. So I can understand why there's a lot of anger from some Conservative MPs, but I do take the view that you've got to be careful what you wish for, because, as you said, he was a huge electoral asset. He's proven that he can win elections. There is quite a silent number, not a majority, but proportion of the country who do back Boris still and would vote for him and wouldn't be so likely to vote for, I don't know, Penny Mordaunt or whoever else appears, Liz Truss. So they've got to be careful what they wish for, but it's not looking great for the Prime Minister right now.
It just seems like it's just self-serving, and it's just week in, week out, month in, month out, Boris bashing. He's got a job to do. They're not letting him get on with it. Now we're going to have this war costing over the next 2, 3, 4 months while they just cut by 1,000 knives. And it's quite concerted. It seems as if it's been coordinated, even though there's not one great big caucus of people against him. And it's just a big old yawn fest. And look, OK, if you want to do this. But who's dealing with the cost of living crisis? Who's dealing with the energy issues? Who's dealing with some of the challenges? Now, I know he's got ministers, like one of the stories talking about Ben Wallace and the defence. But come on.
He's ruled himself out, Ben Wallace.
Yeah, OK, but what I'm trying to say is there are so many things that our Prime Minister, as the Chief Executive Officer of that Conservative, have got to get on with. Is he really got to be batting away, day in, day out, this coordinated attack?
I do think you're right. It does, to a lot of people, it does feel like this is a coordinated, concerted attempt to oust Boris Johnson by people who never wanted him to be Prime Minister.
Do you think this is a Ramona...
Well, I don't know if it's just about Brexit or not. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't like Boris Johnson for a variety of reasons and never have done. But it does seem like some elements of the media, of course, the opposition, some Conservative backbenchers...
who's been a stalwart Brexiteer and huge supporter of Boris Johnson coming out and being, you know, sort of the poster person for sort of losing all faith in Boris.
No, I totally understand that.
She lost her position, didn't she, in the Transport sector, didn't she? So that's what I'm saying. So people with grievances, of course, you've got people who've got knives out because, you know, I wonder what the former Prime Minister, Theresa May, where is she in all this? I'm not saying she's a hatching, but I'm not saying... There are people with long knives because Boris has got a checkered career himself. You know, he's done his fair share of bad things, orchestrating chaos within the party. So I get it. But at this time in our lives, with what's going on in Russia and Ukraine, what's going on in the country, we've got people here who are struggling with their energy bills, struggling with feeding the family, struggling with sending their children to school. And we're going to have a fight in the Conservative Party about who should be the leader. Grow up.
I mean, you just heard Michael Brown there saying that Boris was untrustworthy and a liar, but we've also got to remember in all of this that the opposition, Sir Keir Starmer, is currently under investigation for his own lockdown breaches in April 2021. So do we even have an opposition?
Yeah, exactly. Look, I think if you go down that road, the whole political class are plaguing all of their houses. There's very few people who can really say 100% they followed the foolish rules that we had.
All of that being said, whether you want to make it an argument about the rules or not, for a lot of people, it's about whether or not the Prime Minister misled Parliament. And if that is the case, you know, the police believed he crossed the threshold to have, you know, be fined. He broke the law. And yet he said no parties took place in number 10. So did he mislead Parliament? And if so, does that diminish the office and does he need to go? And for a lot of people, that answers its own question.
Well, yeah. So is he the bastion of integrity? Can you say that he's always truthful with actuality? No, I don't think so.
Does that not worry you?
But he won the election in 2016. 2019. Yeah. He won the election. So
I think that's a good point. I think there are huge numbers of people in this country who are sick and tired of Boris Johnson, that's for sure, and who are very concerned that he's not honest and not full of integrity as well. But there are also a lot of people in this country who are sick of what they perceive to be navel-gazing, what they perceive to be a concerted effort to oust this Prime Minister that's been going on far before any of this Partygate stuff. Yeah. So where that balance lies, where the majority of anger lies, I imagine there's probably a small majority who do just want to get rid of Boris Johnson. But there are people who also watch this programme who just think this is a lot of fuss over nothing and think it's a concerted campaign.
Well, look, there's two by-elections happening on the 23rd of June, and as we say, that perhaps is a better way, as Ellie was saying, a good litmus test of what the public really think of the Prime Minister.
Although, of course, that's a disgraced MP. So
Two disgraced MPs.
Two disgraced MPs.
Yeah.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows, and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.